Some breaking developments coming in right at the top of this edition amid the escalating diplomatic tension between India and Pakistan. Another note verbale was sent to the Pakistan government by the Indian High Commission in Islamabad. The note verbale was regarding continuing incidents of harassment and intimidation of Indian officials in Pakistan. The note details the incidents where Indian officials were harassed over the past few days. In fact, this note also sheds further light on how that harassment has continued in Pakistan. Let's go straight across now to our political editor, Karthikeya Sharma, who's joining us for more on this. Karthikeya, we've seen how multiple note verbals have been sent by the Indian government to the Pakistani authorities, but Pakistan, of course, naturally maintaining deniability that no such harassment took place. In fact, in a tit-for-tat, has come up with its own list of how its officials in India were harassed.
See, what's happening is that this is a specific complaint in context of the note verbal which has been issued. One, that India's Deputy High Commissioner was very aggressively tailed by two motorcycles on 20th of March this year, and both the motorcycles came extremely close to his car when he was going to the Chancery and was on his way back. Now, in Mehran, when our diplomats were going to an Australian High Commissioner's office, again they were tailed by a car, and then on top of it, our officers in their diplomatic quarters from Pakistani numbers are receiving calls, though it has not been described threatening, but obviously it is to intimidate. It is to intimidate the personnel. So I would say that somehow the India feels that this is being done and ratcheted up to intimidate our diplomatic personnel in Lahore and Islamabad, to intimidate them. And in these changed circumstances, they feel that the message should be given to Pakistan that under Geneva Convention, you cannot harass the diplomats who represent a country. And though Pakistan has been taking this issue in context of India and saying that, you know, they were harassed when the staffers went to pick their children from schools, but the fact of the matter is the Indian diplomats are the one who are the receiving end in Pakistan, and for this reason the note verbal has been issued.
Certainly, Karthikeya, apart from these incidents, there have also been continued harassment sequences that have also been detailed by the Indian side time and again also pertaining to how the Indian High Commission's headquarters there in Pakistan, the water supply, the power supply being cut off on a continued basis.
See, you know, these are the details which we have received, and let me read you a part of it, because, you know, this is something which is very, very important. For example, the Indian government has requested Pakistan to immediately investigate all these incidents and direct the relevant authorities to ensure that such incidents do not take place. Like, for example, it says that the website of the High Commission of India continues to be intermittently blocked. So, which means, you know, it's not as if these are different episodes. These are coordinated events. Like, for example, following of a car. For example, unsolicited and objectionable calls from Pakistani registered numbers. Aggressive, you know, at a threatening distance, which is the word used, being tailed by motorbikes. You know, you are not supposed to do that. And that's when air, naval and military attaché of the Indian government were in the car. So, you know, these are the issues of harassment which India has noted and expressed its displeasure. Now, if you say why, Molly, the issue is very, very simple. The relations are at one of the lowest points, and well, I would say that right now this intimidation has taken place in which there has been no violence. But let me remind you, Molly, there have been times when situation had become so bad, one of our bureaucrats, one of our diplomats in Pakistan was actually assaulted.
Absolutely, and what makes this pretty much the 14th note verbal sent in by the Indian authorities to the Pakistani counterparts in less than 3 months. Karthikeya, we're going to leave it there for the moment. This, of course, taking the diplomatic standoff between India and Pakistan over the harassment of officials and diplomats to another level.